Hi everyone, so ignore my previous video where I didn't have a nice, pretty tapestry background, but today I'm going to do something called character inspiration. So I'm just going to pick characters out of the books I've read, and I'm going to tell you about them and tell you why you should read the book, but also what these characters can teach you. The first one I'm going to do is Ronan Lynch. Why everyone needs a friend like Ronan Lynch. So it's going to span all 4 books, and I'm sorry if you haven't read the books because there's going to be some spoilers in here. Those of you who have read The Raven Cycle, the first thing I'm going to tell you about is his relationship with with Adam and Blue and Gansey and Noah, and essentially why everyone needs a Ronan Lynch in our lives. So in the first book, we basically learn that Ronan is this mean, vile person, basically. Like, he's mean to everyone. He's mean to Gansey at some point. But one of the things we first learn is that he is loyal to Gansey, mainly, and eventually to Adam, Noah, and Blue. One of the things that we also learn about Ronan is that he doesn't lie, although Adam later on says he has a liar's face. And what I really think is that Ronan will tell you what he wants you to know, and it'll be the truth, but he'll keep tons of secrets. I mean, that's just who he is, but he's still a great friend in the end. So one of the things in the first book is when they first find out that Noah is dead. It's really sad, and I don't remember what book it was, but I remember them seeing his car and Ronan writing in the windshield, remembered. And I was like, oh, Ronan has a heart. And I just feel like even though Noah is dead, Ronan still has this friendship with Noah that he's not going to let go, and he wants Noah to feel that. And so that's one of the things that really stuck out to me about Ronan. And also at the very end, Adam is getting beat by his dad, and Ronan comes up and stands up to Adam's dad, and we learn that Ronan later on is in the library studying because of Adam, because he knows that Adam pressed charges against his father so Ronan wouldn't get in trouble. And so Ronan knows that, and he understands that. He takes that into consideration, and he does everything he can to stay at the school. And in Dream Thieves, we learned that he pays for Adam's schooling, and Adam thinks it's Gansey because it's something Gansey would do, but then we really see more, I guess, humanity in Ronan that we see it more than we see in the first book. We also learned that Ronan has this great capacity to love, and it's just something really different we see throughout the rest of the books, especially when it comes to Ronan and Adam's relationship. I know this is more about friendship rather than their relationship, but it goes to show how he starts treating also all of his other friends. Like with Adam, he gives Adam this cream for his hands because they're always chapped, and then he tells Blue, oh, I dreamed up some eye cream for you, or I tried. And also one of the other things that's really stuck by me is that when Blue goes missing, Ronan is one of the people searching for Blue, and Blue also realizes that, and she's like, wow, I got Ronan to go look for me. And I think that's also something really special to say about Ronan, that he is going to go to basically the ends of the world for all of them, for each and every single one of them. And when it comes to his dreaming, he's always dreaming up cures for his friends. I mean, one of the first things he dreams up of is all these EpiPens for Gansey that he doesn't even know if they'll work or not. I think that also shows a lot of character towards Ronan and how he thinks about other people, because he's dreaming cures, he's dreaming solution. He even goes as much as to dream up skin, unstingable, unbreakable skin for Gansey, and he fails at it, and he knows he's failing at it, and he goes so much as to dream into a dying cave's water for Gansey, for Ronan, for Blue. He he also has this great relationship with each and every single one of them. I mean, in the second book, Ronan and Gansey, Gansey gets really mad at Kavinsky, thinking that he's the one that broke into Monmouth, and so he like gets wild and crazy, and Ronan's like, this is the Gansey I like, this is the Gansey I know. And I mean, Ronan, I think, brings out different sides of people that really lets them be who they are. I mean, Gansey can't be this kind of person around Blue. Well, I mean, he does later. We see it first with Ronan. We see this wild side of Gansey that Ronan remembers. And I think that's really important to say, that Ronan brings out these people. And later on, we see Ronan and Blue and how they interact with each other. He somehow always manages to hold Blue back from falling whenever they're in their cave, or when we're at that mirror lake, and she like sees her mom and she tries to run inside, and Ronan goes and holds her, and then it's a really intimate moment. And that's why I feel like we see Ronan in a different light every time he's with each and every single person. And I feel like that kind of friendship is like, Ronan understands what each person needs. He understands Gansey needs to have a wild side to be able to find Glendower. Ronan knows that Blue isn't as tough as she likes to appear, that she has a fragile side, and so does Ronan, and Ronan understands that. And so he likes to hang out with Blue, and there's a scene where he's always putting her legs on over Ronan's knees, and I'm like, that is not something Ronan likes people do. Like, I cannot imagine this guy that can has fire in his eyes letting Blue put her legs on him. But that's the thing, you read these little bits about Ronan and you see what kind of friend he is. He knows exactly which each of his friends need. He needs that Noah has to have that validation of being a ghost and having friends who aren't ghosts. And Ronan will do everything he can to let Noah know that even if you're a ghost, I am your friend. It's really great to see that Ronan can care about his friends just as much as they are his family. Essentially, they are. And there's also a part where right after, in The Raven King, right after his mom dies, he's sitting in the car and he's telling Gansey, he's like, Gansey, let's go. Tell me to go. And then Gansey leaves, and they're all lost, and they can't follow him. And so Ronan's like, okay, I'm gonna go into dying cave water, and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna bring back something. I don't know what, he doesn't know what, but he brings back something to find Gansey. And I feel like even in the last moment of despair, Ronan's like, nope, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna find you. And then at the very end of The Raven King, Gansey is lying on the asphalt dead, and Ronan just gets so mad that everyone's just standing there, and he's like, get him off the road, he's not an animal. And I feel like at that moment, it's not to Ronan why Gansey decided to die. It's more of he's attempting to accept the fact that Gansey is gone, or potentially gone, and he's gonna do everything he can to save what little Gansey he has left in his life. And I feel like Ronan is has an undying loyalty to every single one of the people in Raven Cycle. And I feel like that's something that we all need in our lives. We all need someone who will go to the ends of the earth with us, who will go to a dying, decaying place that's being unmade, that he himself can be unmade as a dreamer. And he will do everything he can to save Gansey. He will do everything he can to make sure Blue is not going to get wrapped up into this place that can also potentially harm her. And then he has this wonderful way of looking at Adam. And honestly, I didn't like Adam as a character unless I was viewing it through Rona's eyes. And I feel like that's what we need. We need friends with undying loyalty. And that is why you should read the Raven Cycle, because then you can understand why we need someone like Ronan